This is the JTV Caribbean News. I am Sean Rose. World Health Organization (WHO) officials are urging countries worldwide to take immediate action to prevent an impending tidal wave of cancer. In a new report, WHO estimates that the number of cancer cases will increase by 70% over the next 20 years and could reach 24 million per year by 2035. Chris Wild, director of the WHO's International Agency for Research on Cancer, told BBC News the cost of treatment of cancers is spiraling out of control, even for the high-income countries. He said prevention is absolutely critical and it's been somewhat neglected. The cancer mortality rate rose by 8% between 2008 and 2012. WHO officials have been outspoken about the need for governments to take an active role in limiting the substances that pose a threat to public health. One of the report's authors, Dr. Bernard Stewart, noted that the evidence among cancer brings up important questions about the role of government regulation. Should government rethink the way that alcohol is advertised and taxed, and should sugar be more strictly limited since it directly contributes to obesity-related health issues? Another recent report from the WHO warned that a lack of governmental regulation is fueling the global obesity epidemic, and it will only get worse until countries take serious steps to intervene in their economies and create disincentives for selling highly processed foods. Barbados has launched a drug treatment court against the background of countries that have introduced similar courts seeing a measurable reduction in the incidence of recidivism in the drug-abusing criminal population. Barbados signed a Memorandum of Understanding in March 2013 with Inter-American Drug Abuse Control Commission to participate in a hemispheric project to promote drug treatment courts and similar court-supervised treatment alternatives to incarceration. Drug treatment courts provide a structured, intensive, and demanding intervention in which drug-abusing offenders are held accountable for their behavior. A joint statement from the National Council on Substance Abuse and the Organization of American States said increasing direct supervision of offenders and treatment alternatives to incarceration may serve to help break the cycle of criminal behavior, alcohol and drug use and imprisonment. The statement noted that countries where drug treatment courts were introduced had seen a measurable reduction in the incidence of recidivism in the drug-abusing criminal population and in the backlog of the criminal justice system. There was also a noted increase in public safety. Haiti has opened its newest music school, the National Institute of Music in the city of Hinche. The 12-room school's debut is part of a national plan to develop music education in Haiti. Last year, the country, led by musicians Raoul and Pascal Denis, announced plans to develop a classical music program in Haiti, modeled on Venezuela's successful El Sistema youth music program. According to Denis, the goal is to build a symphonic national youth orchestra, and the program has also proven to be good for lowering violence and building up the self-esteem of people. The Hinche School is viewed as the centerpiece of the program, which aims to develop youth music infrastructure in 4 regions in Haiti. Senator Janet Millen-Young has cautioned leaders in the U.S. Virgin Islands to pay close attention to the economic woes that Puerto Rico is now experiencing in order to avoid a similar fate in the USVI. Last week, Puerto Rico's debt rating was downgraded to junk status by Standard & Poor's and Moody's Investor Services. Puerto Rico has been forced to implement harsh measures to avoid financial collapse. Janet Millen-Young, who is the chair of the USVI Senate's Economic Development, Agriculture and Planning Committee, noted that Puerto Rico's agencies are ineffective in tax collection. She said while the USVI are fortunate to have a fair credit rating, senators in the USVI have also pointed to weaknesses in their local tax collections. Millen-Young says the VI Internal Revenue Bureau needs to step up its collection of outstanding taxes, which officials have said is more than $245 million. While the senator said that a good portion of that may be uncollectible, she is reassured the USVI administration will follow through on beefing up its collections efforts, as stated by Governor John DeYoung at his last State of the Territory address in January. A 4-year Euro $5.02 million project to assist Caribbean Community CARICOM member states to move towards renewable energy technologies has been the focus of discussion at CARICOM's Secretariat headquarters in Guyana. Representatives of member states and other key stakeholders in the community's energy sector are charting the way forward for a renewable energy and energy efficiency project funded by the German government through its Society for International Cooperation. The CARICOM German Government Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Technical Assistance Project will explore the use of solar energy, wind power, bioenergy, and hydropower for energy cost savings in many areas, including for business and households. Together, the Caribbean Renewable Energy Development Program and RETA projects amount to 15.7 million euros, making the government of Germany the single largest contributing partner to CARICOM's sustainable energy development. For the JTV Caribbean News, Sean Rose.
Coming up next on JTV News. Education Minister Myron Walwyn stresses the importance of all students sitting the CXC examinations and plans to introduce international exams to evaluate the territory's performance. There is renewed calls for private investment in greenhouses. Minister responsible for Agriculture, Dr. Kedrick Pickering, admitting that there were setbacks, says the greenhouse investment will not be wasted. The Agriculture Minister also highlights career opportunities in the agricultural sector as government seeks to create employment and promote food security with assistance from the Small Business Bureau. And one Mart Superstore owner, Mark Vanterpool, believes that local farming is already reaping success. The supermarket pays out over $1 million to local farmers annually.